Hello my friends and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm of course Kevin. You may have also seen me on Tabletop Jones Productions where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. And today I got another a video of painting minis. It's from the Marvel Crisis Protocol game, the character pack of Sunspot and Warlock. For any of you who read the comics, you know that they are X-Men related, specifically related to the New Mutants and possibly X-Force. Excuse me. So, let's just bring them up here. So here we go. Sunspot. Yep, they decided to do it after he discovered he could fly. And Warlock. So as always, the first thing I have to do is prime these pieces. So I'll be doing that first, and then when we come back from that, we'll be doing base coats. So stay tuned, and I will be right back with the priming. Alright, I'm back, and that music you can hear is one of my neighbors. It's rocking it out today. Alright, so we're going to prime both Sunspot and Warlock. So just give me a minute. As like I always say, you don't need to put too much on it. And unfortunately, the wind is blowing it back at me. Alright, and that's it. All done. Alright, so I'm going to go back inside, wait for this primer to dry, and then we're going to get started on base coat. So stay tuned and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back and that primer is now dry on both Sunspot and Warlock. And we're going to get ready with some base coat. Alright, so let's get to it. And as I'm finding out, I'm frequently saying, ain't nothing more exciting than watching paint dry, watching primer dry. Alright, I'm going to start off with Warlock. Warlock is going to be pretty easy, well, easier I should say, because it's basically just for the main part of the piece. It's basically just two colors. It's going to be black, and then it's going to have like little bits of yellow. And what I'm going to have to do with the yellow is get it very sparingly on the brush, and kind of like just like lightly brush it along everything because it's not a lot of yellow to be like it's not really supposed to stand out. And if you are hearing what sounds like a bass guitar, you are not hearing things. My neighbors around the corner are rocking out like I was saying during the priming. Yeah. I do not know what the name of their band is, unfortunately, so I couldn't even promote them. I also don't mind it, because the few times I actually did hear them play songs, they did sound pretty good. One time I heard them play, I don't know if they still have the same guys because it was a while ago, but one time I heard them play the song from one of my favorite bands, Iron Maiden. They were playing the song The Trooper, and I was sitting in the backyard on the deck, and then I hear them play it, and I'm like, oh, I know what that song is. And so then one day I actually got to talk to at least the kid that lives there, and so I said, so I didn't know who, which one of them was. I think, the lady around the corner has two sons, and I didn't know which one was actually, the musician. So I asked. I said, "Oh, which one's the drummer?" And the guy was like, so I guess he thought I was going to complain. He must hear that a lot, I guess. So he's like, "Yeah, that's me." And I was like, "Oh, you guys sound pretty good." It's like, "I heard you playing the Trooper the other day, and it sounded really good." And he was like, "Oh, thank you, thank you." I guess he is not used to hearing compliments from people in the neighborhood. Well, all that means is that he's got to talk to me more often. Because my favorite music is heavy metal. And it's like just recently I've been in a new crew, and when I said that, they were like, "Oh," and he's like, I guess they were a bit surprised that that's what I liked. I don't know. I always feel like there aren't really a lot of people out there who listen to it anymore. But then when I talk to some people, they're like, "Oh yeah, I love that song. I love that band." And then I'm like, "Oh." And it's like, it just goes to show you never really know. Matter of fact, earlier, whoever is playing regular guitar, the lead, leader, the lead guitar, I heard him playing the riff for the song "Symptom of the Universe" by Black Sabbath, and I was like, oh, I know that. It's like, it's like, I was like, I know that music. Sound like a real old man, I'm sure. But yeah, it's like when I hear the younger generation play music that I actually like, I'm always first I'm shocked and then I'm elated. All right, so yeah, this is pretty much all we really need for Warlock right now. And for all you MCU fans out there who are just fans of the movies and not the comics, no, I do not mean Adam Warlock. I mean just Warlock. All right, so for Sunspot, the costume is it's got a lot of blue in it, so it's got blue and red and yellow. But so I'm just gonna give a base coat of blue, and then it's like a lot of different stuff going on with Sunspot. Get a good brush here. Yeah, that's a good one right there. Okay. So like I said, I'll do, put a base coat of blue because red and yellow will show up pretty good over this once this is dry. But then, of course, there's, like I said, there's other, areas. So, of course, with him, gotta do the skin tone, and for Sunspot, it is brown. And this thing here is supposed to be like, supposed to look like fire. So that one, of course, I have to start off with yellow. And of course add in orange and red afterwards. Alright. Blue paint's going on a bit thin today. Alright. What in the heck is that? Oh. A piece of primer. That started to drip and then dried. Alright. Okay. Alright, so I'll do all the rest of that stuff after that's dry. I don't want to try to do it now and then mess it up. Okay. Alright, so. Okay, so we're going to let that paint dry, and when I come back, I'm going to probably do more on Sunspot because there's not much left to do on Warlock. Because Warlock is just, like I said, you guys got to go lightly with the yellow paint, so I do have to do some yellow on Sunspot, so I think I'll wait until I'm doing that before I finish up Warlock. So anyway, I still have to let all that dry, so stay tuned and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back and I've given the base coat some ample time to dry. So let's start getting some of these other colors in. Alright. Okay. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to hold off on Warlock because there's a lot more to do with Sunspot. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the red paint and pretty much get everywhere that I need to get with that. Okay, so. So they gave Sunspot quite an elaborately colored costume. And pretty much have the box for this character pack right here next to me, so I can just keep on looking over and get an assessment as to where to put these colors. Whoops, we don't want it dripping. All right. So, and one thing I've noticed sometimes with this blue paint is sometimes it will not cover the entire area I need it to cover, which can get annoying. All right. So let's. Okay. All right. Now let's get in. Let's. All right. Gotta do very, very careful. I didn't turn this light, did I? All right. It didn't have the light on bright enough, unfortunately. All right. Okay. So, all right, we're going to need the red again later, so we'll just put that brush there. Yeah, because with Sunspot, like I said, this and this, it's going to have to look like it's kind of like on fire. All right, so let me take care of the skin tone first, and then I'll put that base of yellow down. Don't know why I was stumbling on that word there. All right. All right. So yeah, skin tone brown, and then I got to put black in for the hair. All right. Okay. So that. So I've got that like that. All right. So let's see. You know what? Let's go ahead and put the color in for the hair. Oops. All right. Let's get a nice thin brush. All right. And I'm not going to worry about this area down here because he does have a collar like of yellow. The only thing I'm not going to be able to do on that is get the X in the front of it, because it is just way too small, and even with this magnifying device that I have, I can't even see it. Okay. All right. Okay. And now, let's get some yellow in there. All right. Let's get a good brush for this. All right, this looks like a good one as any. Okay. So, see what I'm doing with my fingers. Sometimes I need to steady my hand a bit. And that's the only way that I could do it. Is by basically balancing it against me, basically. Alright, so now I could actually see the spot where the X is. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to stand out if I try to color it, if I try to paint it. Okay, so now we got, of course, got all this. That looks like a nice fiery blast out of Sunspot's hand. And as always, when something is supposed to look like fire, I paint it first in yellow, and then I go over it with other colors. And I'm seeing what's looking like pieces of debris in it, so when I do the base, I'll get those as well. Okay. Oh, almost forgot the one on the other hand. All right, almost. Okay. All right. Now, this is going to be a bit more delicate to do. Now I'm going to kind of like wipe off most of the paint and see where I can. So if I go very, very lightly, it'll basically just pick up and like raise spots, which is pretty much what is supposed, what is it's supposed to look like anyway. All right. Whoops. All right, some places it's coming, whoops. See if we could do it without dropping them again. All right, in some areas it's going on exactly as I want it to, in some areas like that, not so much. But honestly, it still works. Wow. Because the black is still shining through on pretty much all of it. That's really most of what it matters. Okay. Okay, I'm actually satisfied with this. Okay, I mean, does it look perfect? No. Does it look pretty good? Yeah, I think it does. Okay, so keep that out because we might need that again. All right. All right, so we're gonna let that dry because we're gonna need, well, especially the yellow to dry on Sunspot because we need to go over it with red and orange to make it look like fire. And then of course, well, Warlock is just about done. Just got to do the base. And you know, as far as Sunspot goes, I mean, the main piece, the main body of it, is pretty much done. It's just the I'm gonna try to see if, because like right in here on the front of the collar, there's like a little X. I'm gonna see if I can go over it with something, you know, with another color very lightly to make it stand out. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, but I might give it a shot. But then of course, you know, like I said, just got to make it look like fire, and then it's basically just the base, and then of course the wash. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back and giving that paint some time to dry on Sunspot and Warlock, and we're going to start finishing up. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, bring this down. Okay, so I'm going to start with some orange. And as you've seen me do this before, when I'm trying to make something look like fire, it's like, not like I'm trying to paint the whole thing. Just, you know, get it to a pretty much stick in like random spots, or maybe not so random. Yeah, because it looks more like fire when I do this. Okay. Well, one thing it does do is if I missed anything with the yellow, then it pretty much makes up for that. All right, so that should be all I need the orange for. And now we'll do the red. All right. Oops. Okay, I mean, I probably should have let the orange dry a bit, but this is still going on pretty good. And just like with the orange, I don't need the red to cover the entire thing. Okay. Okay. And there we go. Fire. Oops. Boy, the amount of times lately I'm almost dropping things or actually dropping things. It's staggering. Alrighty. Let's move some of the used brushes out of the way. Let's get, now we're gonna start on, oh, actually, before I do that, I'm going to give it one try to to get that that X on Sunspot. I don't know how successful I am going to be, but I'm going to give it a try. Alright, it's like right here. And I was not very successful. Oh well, it was just way too small. So it just looks like a black dot. Okay, I gave it a shot though. You know, all you can do is try. And so now we are going to do the base. And then once that's done, we just let everything dry. And then I'll come back and do the wash, and then it'll be all finished. But first things first. So I'll do Sunspot first because the base is quite a bit more elaborate than Warlock. All right. Oops. All right. Getting all this in. All right. I have to start getting from here now. All right. Yeah, this base is because of this this part of it is much more elaborate than Warlock. With Warlock, I should be done fairly quickly. So now let me think here. Okay, I think that's no one more. Yep, that should be enough, actually. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. There we go. That's Sunspot, and now let's get Warlock done. All right. So, yeah, it's an early notification from my phone, but lately I've been getting them early. Tomorrow is my mother's birthday. Oh, and unfortunately I'm not going to get to see her on her birthday. I did see her last week, though, for Mother's Day. That's the thing about her birthday. It's always either really close or sometimes even on the same day as Mother's Day. But I will, of course, be calling her. Actually, I'm going to call her tonight and tomorrow. All right. Okay. Oof. Some of these spikes on Warlock's head sticking into my thumb. And there we go. Got all that done. Okay, so we're going to let that paint dry. When I come back, we're going to do the wash, and it's going to be all finished. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and we're going to finish up Sunspot and Warlock. Right, so let's get this on. Let's get to it. Boy, I say that so much. If I ever hit it big, I should probably put it on a t-shirt, right? Okay. Okay, oh, sorry, I got so quiet there. Got a lot on my mind today. I did the cooking video earlier. I did made chili, and still thinking about it because it came out really good. As a matter of fact, because by the time I had it ready, it was around 2-ish. So I considered it like a late lunch. And of course I'm going to reheat some later to have as my dinner. Okay. All right. Okay, and just a quick note, because this is a Saturday, so tomorrow John and I should be meeting up, and we might be able to get another video ready to be put out. Okay, so, but back to this video, as I am now finished. There you go. Sunspot and Warlock. Ready to be deployed for another adventure that we put together with the mutants. Now I know that we haven't gotten the first one released, where we did Mutants versus Sentinels. That will be coming, I just don't know when, because we did a lot of video, we recorded a lot of video footage, we just haven't had a chance to put it out yet. So, anyway, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed watching me paint Sunspot and Warlock. Please like, subscribe, and share this video as much as possible. Like I said, I think I said in the previous video, I'm up to 27 subscribers. I'd like to make it to 30 very soon if I can. Heck, I'd like to make it a lot more than that, but trying to keep my goals a little bit more realistic. And please go over to Tabletop Jones Productions, where we have 29 subscribers there. Please like, like, subscribe, and share there as well. We'd like to get over 30. I'd like to try to get to 35 as soon as possible. We are always trying to reach more people, reach a bigger audience. And when you like, subscribe, and share, it's the best way to support the channel. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching. You have a great day. I will see you again. Take care of yourselves.